Hello and welcome to Thaiger Bites. I'm Jay, this is Tim, and you're watching Thaiger Bites. This is the section where we get to talk about your feedback, your comments from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and the Thaiger Talk forum. Tim, let's just get right into it.
Expect to get some comments about your shirt too. 66 Jell Boy says, Jet is badass.
Okay.
What's his background? Where did he get so good with English? Whatever. Wherever. He's very good newsreader and his humour and sarcasm make it a lot of fun. Go Jet. So Jet's got another fanboy.
Right. Whatever. I thought you were almost about to break into a Shakira song over there.
So whatever, wherever. What's his background? Well, his father is German.
Yes.
And I don't know. I think he might have been partially educated in the US, but I might have overstepped my mark there.
Right.
I don't really know.
All we know about is his hair.
That's all we care about is his hair.
Right, I've got a comment here from Rick G, who says, "Hey Jay, thanks for the shout out and acceptance of the challenge. I'm now a Thaiger legend, and so use the money for your props on the 100k subscriber celebration show. No Colonel Clint costume needed, only him wearing a monocle with Tim holding his chin with his hand." Now we're going to go all out for our 100,000 subscriber celebration episode. Tim is going to be wearing a monocle.
I shall not.
It's on the way.
Prep for it says, I love the Thaiger, thank you, and Thaiger Bites, but if you mention comments, can you not highlight obvious troll comments? Like, Tim looks nothing like Werner Kempler, everyone grow up. So, vis-a-vis your last comment. Let's move on.
Right. I've got a comment here from Stephen Bird, who says, Jay is not optimistic, but is as delusional as the TAT. He clearly has no idea as to what is happening in the world outside of Thailand. It's looking very grim. Economic and financial collapse, supply chain collapse, agriculture collapse, fuel price increase, airfare increase, etc., etc. Stephen Bird, I think if you were allowed to write 1,000 words, you probably would write a 1,000-word essay. Just because I'm optimistic about the reopening of Thailand and Thailand recovering doesn't mean that I don't understand what's going on around the world. However, yes, thank you for stating the obvious.
But don't you think he's sort of right that they are reasons that the tourists, the travellers, won't be flooding back to Thailand like the TAT and you think?
Yeah, probably. Like I said, it's going to take time. I use the word I think, and in my opinion, I think it'll take at least a year until next New Year's for people to really start coming to Thailand. I know that might be optimistic, but I'd rather be optimistic than pessimistic because I live in this country and I want it to do good. Doesn't mean I don't understand what's going on around the world. I just have to look around the streets to see the shops that are closed and the people that are suffering.
Bill C is also in the not-so-optimistic camp. Bill C says, India is currently on the verge of war with China.
Okay.
Will Thailand cut ties with China to get the coronavirus pill? So Bill's on a few different tacks there.
I think he might be talking about the Molnupiravir pill that
from Merck that's manufactured in the US. Will Thailand cut ties with China to get they don't have to cut ties with China to purchase a medication from the US. So Bill, not quite sure what you're on about there, and I don't think China's on the verge of war with India at the moment. There is a bit of a border spat that's been going on for about 5 years. So thank you anyway.
Yeah. Jonathan Paul Snow says, Jay, Plun Chit, Ma Chit, Chit Lom, Asok, Nana, Siam. Are we just naming random places in Bangkok?
Is that what he's done?
That's his comment. Plun Chit, Mo Chit. Oh, I think I know what it is.
Chit.
Chit.
The chit-chat.
Yeah, so yesterday I said the word chit-chat, and I was talking about how using it as a verb, you can have a chat, but you can't have a chit with someone. A lot of people commented on a chit does have a definition.
It's like a receipt.
It could be a chit of paper. It could. Some people said it could be used as an old word for gossip.
You give me the chits, for example.
But I guess the word chit, yes. So Plern Chit makes a sense. That's a place in Bangkok, but Chit itself is not. So, anyways, thank you for the comment, Jonathan.
Isn't that a character from that HBO series?
Jonathan Paul Snow?
Yes.
Oh, Jon Snow, you mean?
Yeah.
From Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
It could be.
Everybody stopped talking about that. That was the big... Everybody was talking about Game of Thrones last year. This year it's Squid Game.
Yeah, Squid Game.
CKR was Caitlin replaced by Natty. So, yeah, what happened is Natty came and she had a fight with Caitlin.
Yeah.
And
we had to break it up.
The two were just rolling around on the floor, just scratching each other's eyes out.
Yeah.
And Natty won and Caitlin lost. That's sort of what happened.
That's basically what happened. Winner keeps all.
Natty was employed to join our team and she's taken over that particular program. Caitlin, who was filling in, helping me whilst I was initially on holiday and then getting ready for the move to Bangkok. She's moving back to the role of senior writer for the English part of the Thaiger.com, which is her job. So Caitlin was doing a fantastic job helping us out. And you'll still see her on video from time to time, but that program is currently hosted by Natty, who's part of our Thaiger team.
Right. Comment here from Martin, who says, "Hi Tim and Jay, you guys are doing a great job every day. Keep up the great work. So if Thailand opens up next month and I did the 24 hours, can I take a flight to Udon and stay around Nam Som after? Is all Thailand open?" So talking about November 1st, Martin, no, not all of Thailand is open. If you do come here and spend the 24 hours and get a negative test...
So you're going to have to stay in an authorised hotel until you get your negative test that you took at the airport when you arrived.
Yes.
So you sort of got to stay in Bangkok or Phuket or wherever you arrive from overseas until you get that test.
He's talking about flying to Udon and stay around Nam Som. So would he be able to fly to Udon?
Was it on the list of approved areas? Udon, I don't think Udon was. Udon's up in the northeast. Here's the list. No, I've lost the list. Udon Thani is on the list.
Yeah.
Yes, you will be able to go there.
Right, so good for you, Martin. Yes, you can.
Well done. Ronald Pickett says, "I'm a teacher here in Bangkok and I still have yet to be vaccinated because I'm under the age of 40. Giving out a booster shot first makes no sense, especially when I have to be around children for a living." It's a situation where a lot of people are getting booster shots whilst probably, 50, 60% of the country is still unvaccinated. They haven't even got one shot. I mean, selfish people like Jay have been stealing vaccines by getting boosted, whilst I'm sorry, Ronald, you've stolen the vaccination from Ronald.
Blame the Phuket government.
Well, no, he's in Bangkok. Oh, the Phuket government, yeah. These places like Phuket, they were sort of on a list whereby they were trying to get the tourists in, so they had to get the local populations vaccinated ASAP. I would say, Ronald, that you are probably due for a vaccine. You're probably just not speaking to the right people.
Yeah.
So contact your local hospital, contact the public health department. There would be a way, I'm sure, that you, as a teacher, you'll be able to get vaccinated. Persist, persist, persist. By the way, we're not recommending that you get vaccinated, but we're just saying if you do want to get vaccinated, there are opportunities to do so. The government, the Thai government, have promised everybody living in Thailand will be able to get free vaccination.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line, and there's no doubt about it. Okay. Morpheus says, "Hi guys, in response to your story regarding the Red Bull boss, surely he is on Interpol's wanted list. I don't understand why he has not been detained by police from other countries and deported back to Thailand. Or is he part of Thailand's corrupt untouchables?"
Yeah, the idea of the elite, the untouchables here in Thailand is a popular narrative, especially on social media, where Thai people are always saying that people in high places, people with lots of money, people with the connections, it's very hard to convict them. So, I mean, there's currently a few cases. There's, what's his name? Joe Ferrari.
Yes.
Who's well-connected, got lots of money, policeman, and people are wondering, is he going to be convicted for his alleged crime of murdering the drug dealer up at his police station. So we'll watch that case with interest. I don't know. I think he was on a Interpol red list.
Yes.
I don't believe Boss is currently on an Interpol red list. Maybe he should be, because he's wanted in Thailand for a serious crime, and he needs to come back to Thailand to go to court and face justice. But at the moment, he's not there. The Thai police keep on saying they don't know where he is. They don't know how to get him. It's very possible that he could have multiple passports, so he could be moving from one country to another, and nothing to do with the Thai police. So it may be difficult for Interpol to nail him down. Strangely, journalists always seem to be able to find him when they want a photo. So the journalists seem to be much better than the Thai police.
They should hire the journalists.
Yes. Do you know where? Because they get paid, of course, for the photos. So they've got a better reason, a better incentive to find Boss. And they always seem to. Okay, I've got one here from Thai Ron. Thai, who says, Myanmar being shunned because of the military junta takeover. Haven't we heard something like this? One country that has had 18, I think he's referring to coups, and is currently being ruled by one. Why isn't the land of smiles being treated the same? Well, I mean, I think there's a big difference between the Burmese junta and what's happening here in Thailand. The treatment of the civilians by the government in Thailand is nothing like what's been happening in Myanmar since February this year. So very difficult to compare them. If you're sort of saying that in Thailand it's just another junta, well, yeah, there was a coup in 2014, but it was a bloodless coup, very different from what happened in Myanmar back on February the 1st this year. So pretty difficult to compare them. And there has been a general election since. You may complain about some of the aspects of that election or some of the actions of the Constitutional Court, but one way or the other, this current government or coalition has finagled its way into power, and the Prime Minister has been nominated as the official Prime Minister of Thailand. He's recognised as such by the international community, so pretty hard to compare them. Tyrone.
Right. Second last comment here from John, who says, Jay made an important point on today's show. On arrival in Bangkok, I will be required to take a COVID test. No issue there, but what if I'm in transit to Samui? Am I required to stay in Bangkok for 24 hours to get the result, or can I travel straight to Samui and wait for my result in ASK Hotel there? John, quick answer is no, you cannot travel to Samui and stay in the ASK Hotel there. When you arrive in Bangkok, you will need to get a test. You will need to wait until the test is back negative, and then you will be able to travel.
It may not be 24 hours, it may only be 10 hours or 15 hours. If you arrive like late at night, they take the test, it might be available early the next day. So a lot of people send us questions saying, look, I'm left-handed, I've got a girlfriend from Loei, I drive a red car, I know people in Phuket, will I be able to arrive on this day and then do this on that? Like, all these are very specific questions, and it's not really our job to provide you with visa or travel advice. If you're coming from a specific country with specific issues that don't sort of fit into the general tone of the information we're handing out, you need to contact your embassy to get an answer. Anything we give you is just our advice or our opinion. We are not the people who are going to be signing your immigration form. So don't send us questions with all these specifics about your particular problem, because we can't give you qualified answers. Right. I just thought we lost half the audience, I think. ProfitStockAlerts.com. I think he's pushing his own website there. Time to let people determine which medical treatments they want to undergo for themselves and let people in general go about their lives freely. I think this person's talking about these vaccine mandates. I noticed yesterday that in the Northern Territory of Australia, the Minister of the Territory said, if you are fronting the public, either as a retail worker or a medical worker or a public servant, you must be vaccinated by, I think you have to have your first vaccine by November the something or other, and then your second vaccine sometime in December. Otherwise, you cannot do your job. And I noticed also in New South Wales there was some mandate saying that if you're a police officer, you must be vaccinated. So these vaccine mandates are starting to roll out in some countries and causing quite a kerfuffle.
Yeah. And depends how different countries do it in a different way. They put so many restrictions on certain things that you kind of have to. Like, you wouldn't be allowed to do this if you're not vaccinated. So what other choice would you have?
So, yeah, look, and the thing is, profitstockalert.com, you do have the choice whether you are vaccinated or not in a lot of countries, but there may be consequences.
Yes.
It may be as simple as you can't go to a theatre, you can't go to a restaurant. There are consequences, but ultimately you will have the choice, whether it be just because you don't want to be vaccinated or because medically you can't be vaccinated. In either situation, you still have a choice.
Right. Do you have any more?
Assassin's Creed history.
Oof.
Sounds deadly serious. Mixed vaccines are not accepted. This is all part of some comments that I made yesterday about mixing vaccines. I said, personally, I don't like the idea of mixing different manufacturers' vaccines. That's just my own personal thing. I'll try and make sure that I get full doses of what manufacturers say I should get. I also note from Reuters on July the 13th this year, so the World Health Organization don't recommend mixing vaccines unless it's publicly recommended or mandated by public health officials in your country, and the manufacturers don't recommend mixing vaccines. So beyond that, you can do what you like with mixing vaccines if you want. It's your choice or the choice of the public health departments in your country.
Right. All right. Here's my last comment for today from Menno, who says...
Who?
Menno.
Menno.
Menno. I think it might be Australian. Who knows?
Menno.
Menno says, nothing
Sound
beats...
better if you were saying it with your lumberjack shirt.
Yeah. I don't know how lumberjacks talk. I've never actually met one before. Menno says, nothing beats waking up, coffee, and news with my favorite, Statler and Waldorf. Thank you for keeping us up to date.
Do you know Statler and Waldorf?
I had no idea who they were. I had to Google them.
They're the old guys on the Muppets, the Muppet Show from the 70s and 80s, and they were sitting up on the box, and whatever was happening on the stage, they were just ragging it.
I see.
And giving Kermit and Miss Piggy and the rest of the Muppets a hard time.
I see. So like us.
They were trolls, basically. They were trolling the Muppets. Crypto Crusader says, first booster of many, LOL, RIP sheep. So one of these many people who thinks these vaccines are going to kill us and we're all being filled with nanobots and things. We all had a choice around the world whether we were going to contain COVID-19 in the early days, so contain the pandemic, or allow it to become endemic. It's now got to the stage where around the world it's basically in the next couple of years will be endemic. In other words, it'll be right around the world in all the different communities. So we're past that point. We can't contain it. SARS was contained, MERS was contained. Looks like COVID-19 hasn't been contained, and it will move from being a pandemic to an endemic at some stage. So probably in the future, we're looking at, whilst the virus is still around, we will have to get inoculations and boosters from time to time, maybe every year.
Mm-hmm. True.
Or we'll have a choice.
We will
to
live
have
with
them.
it.
Yes. Oh, got another one from 555 Fun. In Hua Hin, the occupancy rate is not even 6% in average, I bet. Has the one computing the rates been to the area? Must have been a story on Thailand News Today with Jet. Except for the weekends when there are some guests, during the week almost all hotels stay empty. So thank you, 555 Fun. It looks like Hua Hin, like a lot of the touristy areas in the country, are doing it pretty hard at the moment with the occupancy. Let's hope after November the 1st, people start trickling back into the country and the trickle turns into a flood by the end of the year. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And those are all the comments we have for today. We hope that you've enjoyed the show. If you have any comments or feedback for us, please leave them in the comments section below. Once again, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Thaiger Talk Forum on our website. Quick thank you once again to Coffee Culture for providing us with coffee today and these beautiful limited edition mugs, as well as new coffee. They keep sending us amazing coffee beans. This is honey espresso. I didn't even know you could have honey in espresso.
And there's Brazilian kick as well.
That's right.
On 3
Fun
handy-sized packages.
That's right. Ground coffee or roast beans at coffeeculture.asia. Type in the code Thaiger for a 10% discount. Click the link in the description below. And that's all for today. Thank you, Tim.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Shai, behind the buttons. And thank you, Jason, in the side.
Sort of in the shadows,
In the shadows, looking creepily. Mysterious man.
He's
Jason.
got headphones on. He can't hear a word
What does he
we're
do
saying.
all day? Do you know what he does?
No, he basically just watches wakeboard videos.
Yeah, basically. All day long.
All day.
All day long. Right. Thank you, everyone, for watching the show. We'll see you tomorrow.